just how much car you don't need. If the answer is very little and you're seeking to spend significantly less than $16,000, why don't we bring you to the Hyundai Accent? In base grade SE trim, Hyundai's smallest, least expensive car fits that bill and comes with a 6-speed manual transmission, offering everything you need in a car and almost nothing you don't. Unless you need to have a hatchback, though, because Hyundai has decreased that body style from the lineup. The Accent sedan comes standard with air conditioning, a 5.0-inch touchscreen audio system, remote keyless entry, and power windows, mirrors, and locks. This year, Hyundai tossed in cruise control and Bluetooth, too. Both were optional before. Those extra items drive the price north by a mere $250 over last year's model, to $15,880. The biggest change, though, is that the 2018 Accent is all new. The wheelbase has grown by 0.4 inch, and the bumpers are 0.6 inch farther apart. Next to small increases in legroom front and back and a smidge extra headroom for rear seat people, the largest improvement is to the Accent's appears. The Hyundai now sports Activity's normal-size car proportions with no stubby, bubble-top appearance that afflicted its predecessor and a great many other small sedans. Using its new hexagonal grille and more streamlined headlights and taillights, it almost could be an embryonic Sonata. The Accent suspension again contains front struts and a torsion beam rear axle, although both bolt to a stiffer body that exhibits better isolation from wind and street noise. Hyundai lost 7 horsepower and 4 lb-ft of torque from the generally carryover 1.6-liter inline-4 in order to enhance its versatility throughout the rev range. However, the new peaks of 130 horsepower and 119 lb-ft of torque register at the same 6,348.50 rpms as before. These humble elements merge to provide a surprisingly appealing generating experience. The trip is made up, and body control is restricted. The steering even transmits some road reviews onto the driver's hands. Disregard the car's mediocre 0.81 g of grip and so-so 173-foot stop from 70 mph. It's traveling on small 185/65 R15 tires, in the end. What matters is what sort of Accent's primary controls work together harmoniously with the suspension to make cornering nearly as fun as in Toyota's Yaris ES sedan, which was engineered and is built by Mazda. Working the SE's 6-speed manual, it almost feels as though Hyundai committed its own theft from Mazda. This is the best manual transmission Hyundai has served up yet, with crisp gear engagement and a well-weighted clutch pedal with a defined take-up point. The brand's previous efforts at this transmission type have suffered from vaguely defined shift gates and mushy, low-feedback clutch pedals. If the stick's goodness isn't enough to make you hesitate before spending more for an Accent SEL or Limited, which get the SE's optional 6-speed automatic standard, maybe our acceleration data will sway you. This SE is scooted to 60 mph in 7.5 seconds, far quicker than any other subcompact short of Ford's 197 horsepower Fiesta Street Hot Hatch, and fully 1.4 seconds ahead of an automatic-equipped 2018 Highlight Small. A previous generation, stick-shift Accent hatchback we examined in 2016 was 1.1 seconds slower. A shorter final drive proportion than last year's car likely improved the off-the-line performance. The change shortens the entire reductions in first through fifth gears, which also appears to do more to enhance the Accent's tractability than the engine tweaks Hyundai utilized. We did observe that the engine feels smoother than before, and its own tones could be looked at dulcet for the course. Fuel overall economy is, predictably, a solid suit. We notice 30 mpg overall, plus 41 mpg on our 75 mph highway fuel economy drive loop. Inside, every outboard chair seat for the drivers comes with an overhead grab with, and every screen switch entrance and back is backlit. The lid of the overhead sunglasses holder is guided open by a damper. You will find cup holders molded into each door panel, which, combined with the trio of cup holders in the center console, bring the total to 7. The large, 14 cubic foot trunk is usefully shaped and can be expanded by flattening the SE's standard 64T split folding rear seat backs. We proved this by finagling a fireplace mantle back there and closing the trunk. The interior is well screwed collectively but rendered mainly from hard, mediocre plastics. The only soft-touch materials to talk about are located on the chairs and by means of small scraps of material glued to each door panel. Curiously, these areas aren't on the armrests, departing elbows to take a seat on plastic material purchased without give. That is par for the course at the SE's price, less so at the bigger floors which the Accent SEL and limited models sit. Indeed, stepping up the Accent's trim level ladder adds a few extra goodies into the same interior while raising the price to one size up, compact car levels. The SEL gains rear disc brakes in place of drums, a second USB port, 15-inch aluminum wheels, and this is its singular worthwhile upgrade, a larger 7.0-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Google Android Auto. The small, costed solidly in the launcher place, adds 17-inch aluminum tires that set the Accent's trip, programmed weather control, heated front side chairs, a color gauge cluster screen. The SE and SEL use an easy-to-read white on black display, and forward collision caution with automated emergency braking. Given the SE's essentials and essential goodness, as well as the budget-friendly appeal inherent to subcompacts generally, we see little reason to explore the more costly Accents. Among small vehicles with genuine charm, the bottom model rates right up there with the somewhat pricier Toyota Yaris EA and will be offering significantly more interior room and cargo space. There are less expensive and less appealing alternatives, but this Accent doesn't cost a lot more and has all you need, and also a few things you will possibly not expect.